my next guest, Mr. Ayegbeni Kanabe, is an economist and an investment broker, and he's also a stockbroker who works with Hedge Securities and Investments Company Limited. So he's also going to go further in depth into how the yield from the open market operation, which is over 27.3%, will affect the Nigerian economy and also affect small and medium enterprises in the country. So, Mr. Kanabe, are you with us? We're joining him via Zoom.
Oh, thank you so much. My name is Ayegbeni Kanabe.
Pardon, I apologize for that. So, Mr. Ayegbeni Kanabe, thank you for joining us this morning on Market Insights. He is an investment stockbroker. He's an investment banker. He's also a chartered stockbroker, and he works with Hedge Securities and Investments Companies Limited. Thank you for joining us on Market Insight this morning. So earlier on, I mentioned that the Central Bank of Nigeria recently had an auction of our open market operation bills to the tune they yielded a profit of over 1.01 trillion naira, which is a whole lot of money. So we're actually discussing how this will affect the Nigerian economy, especially the small and medium enterprises.
Thank you so much. Yes, anytime the Central Bank of Nigeria embark on this monetary policy is done in a bid to encourage the small and medium scale investors to produce. But one thing that is obviously clear in this economy is that we should introduce the productive base of Nigerian economy. The basic thing that needs to be done is to enlarge our productive base. Anything being done is to encourage those that want to produce, that we enable to more, and the produce value to sell outside, provided the economy is productive. That is basically what CBN tried to encourage. Whatever they have done is in that direction. To get people who want to embark in to produce.
So you're actually saying, yes, this policy was aimed at to produce more in the economy. Yes, it's also increased our foreign investment in the economy. So considering the Central Bank of Nigeria's projection concerning inflation, actually they hope to moderate it, or rather to reduce it to 21.4%. As you know, it is currently 29.9%, which is quite high. But in the medium term, like for a short-term reduction of inflation to 21.4%. Now, how does this align with the government's broader strategy to improve on living conditions in the economy? As you know, because inflation is over 29.9%, our cost of living is really high, and everyone has been complaining. So how do you think this would actually help to reduce inflation to 21.1% or 21.4%? Mr. Kanabe?
Yes, it will help. What the CBN just done last week was to step up the monetary policy rate from 18% to what that policy intended to do was to clear off the inflation effect that has been on the increase. That's why they needed to step up that ready rate, the MPC rate from 18 to 22. The one of the effect of that decision is to clear off the inflationary rate in the economy. But by and large, we have argued and consistently argued that what the key thing to do to check the inflationary rate in the economy it will go beyond the CBN manipulating the monetary policy. Government must deliberately look at the production cost of medium and small scale businesses. How do you look into the power generation? If this government does not take deliberate policy on power, no matter the manipulation done by the CBN, either to increase or decrease the volume of cost circulation will work, but to an extent. But encouraging something to check the inflationary rate is power generation. It will go a long way to allow that the medium and small scale businesses do a lot of production. If nothing is done or deliberately done, it will be difficult to achieve that. Other than that, inflation rate in the economy will continue to grow if we don't look at transportation, production. If you produce, there are goods that are produced in the hinterland that we cannot get to where they want to consume them, like the city of Lagos. Transportation costs. They will talk about the energy, the fuel crisis that have been around. If government does not look into this, inflation will continue to come, no matter manipulation being done at the central bank. If you produce yam in Jigawa, in Taraba, in Adamawa, in Niger State, in Benue State, these 4 states are the food basket of Nigeria. If you don't allow them to bring food to Lagos to sell, you are joking. No matter the manipulation be done at the central bank. So whatever you are going to do to all the transportation, the movement of goods around in Nigeria is key. It will check inflation in the economy. If you don't do that, if you talk about, they will talk about transportation, then we'll talk about security, the security of lives. How easy does it take people to move their goods, the garri that is produced in my Edo to come to Lagos, the one that is produced, the local rice that is done come to Lagos and compete with the foreign rice. If you don't check the goods around, transportation cost and security, these 2 elements that the government need to look into if they want to check the crisis of inflation in Nigeria. It's very good. It's not that Nigeria is not producing locally, but even those that are produced locally cannot be sold. Yams are expensive. Not that they are not produced, but they cannot get them. Getting them to consume them is a problem of Nigeria. The way of transportation and the security, that insecurity in the country right now. So these are the key elements government need to also look into as they get the CBN to manipulate as they get the CBN to manipulate the monetary policy rate. So these are the way to go.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Kanabe. Yes, you have suggested investing more in production, and also the government needs to look into our transportation and our security situation in the country. Like you rightfully said, if farmers in other states in the Middle Belt, for example, want to bring in their goods to Lagos State to sell, and issues like transportation have not been resolved, it will be difficult for these products to actually get to Lagos State. So thank you for sharing that with us. So, okay, yes, Mr. Kanabe, yes, I want to actually ask you, now what are some long-term solutions to ensure sustainable economic growth and improve on the living standards in Nigeria? Yes, you have also said that the government needs to look into transportation, improvements on production of more food items, more locally produced goods, but long-term goals to actually sustain the economic growth in the country. What would you suggest, Mr. Kanabe?
Yes, very quickly, one of the key things to do to sustain Nigeria is infrastructural. We need to embark on huge infrastructural building like roads. A while ago, I talked about movement of goods and services. Infrastructure. What are the infrastructure? Road network in Nigeria. If we don't put this in place, power generation. If we don't generate electricity, we need this infrastructure in place for talk about sustainability in economic growth that will further lead to economic development. If we government will take it as a deliberate policy, how do we overturn the infrastructure development in Nigeria? The key infrastructure are key: road network, the rail system, power generation. If we do not attend to these issues critically and put them on the front burner to make them government look into them eyeball to eyeball and tackle them, it will be difficult to embark on sustainability in terms of economic growth in Nigeria. It is this infrastructure, when they are in place, you can talk about economic development. No meaningful production will go on in the country there's no electricity. No meaningful development will talk about a country that does not have good road system, good rail network. if you produce, how do you get them? To get the oil out of the seaport here, the refinery, to get them to the north where they want to consume, this is a problem. The rail system are not working. Transportation is still failing. Electricity, the infrastructure, key infrastructure in the economy. The government wants to look at them and put them and fight them head on and situate them properly for us to embark on sustainability in terms of economic growth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kanabe. Thank you for joining us this morning on Market Insights and for sharing these suggestions with us. Actually, like you rightfully said, improvements in our infrastructure will promote sustainable growth in the economy, particularly our road system, or rather our road network, our rail system, and also improving our power generation. Yes, power is such an issue in Nigeria right now. So thank you for joining us, Mr. Kanabe, and we look forward to having you again on Market Insights.
I will definitely answer your call anytime I'm called upon to do so. I love your SOUQ news. God bless you. Thank you.
Okay, do enjoy the rest of your day. Now let's take a look at the parallel market rates and the official CBN market rates for today, Monday, 4th of March 2024. So the selling rates, the Naira is actually selling the dollar at this is the Central Bank of Nigeria rates at 1,475 Naira, and the Naira is actually selling the pound sterling at 1,871 Naira, and the Naira is selling the euro at 1,622 Naira. So these are our official Central Bank of Nigeria rates. Now the parallel market rates, yeah, these ones are quite high actually. So the parallel market rates, the Naira is selling the dollar at 1,600 Naira. The Naira is also selling the pound sterling at 1,900 Naira. The Naira is selling the euro at the parallel market rates at 1,750 Naira. So those are our our parallel market rates this morning. So as usual, the unofficial rates are actually higher than the Central Bank of Nigerian rates. Okay, thank you so much for listening to me on Market Insight this morning. Yes, we do hope to see more improvements in our economy actually, and also with our foreign exchange rates, the sale of the dollar to the Naira actually, we also hope to see an improvement in that. We're actually very hopeful on that note. So let me summarize what my guests actually said, both Mr. Professor Obadon and Mr. Kanabe. An investment in our production services like transportation, agriculture, petroleum will actually help to sustain our economy, and like Mr. Kanabe said, improving on infrastructure in the country will promote a longer sustainable economic growth in the country. And that was our package this morning on Market Insight, as we discuss how the open market operations will affect the Nigerian economy and also affect small and medium enterprises in the country. Thank you for stay tuned with us this morning and for listening and watching the show. We do hope to have you tomorrow again when we discuss more issues that will impact on the Nigerian economy and how to solve the current inflation in the economy. Join me tomorrow again. My name is Lovina Emma. Stay tuned for our continuous programming on SOUQ News.